I've got a prop up here, so I've got to get a little organized. Before I begin, I would ask that those of you who remember me playing in Glens Falls, and bear with me here, just close your eyes for a second. Close your eyes. Yeah, I'm going to tell you to open them up in a moment. Let's take a little walk down memory lane. Keep them closed, keep them closed.
Close your eyes.
Okay. I went to the University of Michigan. I did take speech 101, and one was a demonstration speech, one was a speech with props, one was a factual speech, so there was my version of the speech with props. I would like to thank also the following organizations for making this evening possible. Glens Falls National Bank for sponsoring the Hockey Hall of Fame, the Adirondack Phantoms for organizing this event, the Hall of Fame committee members, and of course, the fans. And please forgive me if I forget some of your names. Your faces are very familiar, but some of the names have escaped me, so I want to say hello to all of you, so before I leave, I definitely want to say hi to everyone. I would like to also, I'm honored to be in the class of these three fine gentlemen, Pete Mahovlich, Dave Strader, and Dave Casey. I too would like to say a couple words about the three of those gentlemen. I'll start with Pete Mahovlich. Pete, I hope I don't age you too much. But growing up in Canada, I was a huge Montreal Canadian fan. And when we used to play street hockey as boys, I pretended to be you. That's no joke. I pretended to be you. I've been associated with one of his teammates from the 72 Summit Series, J.P. Parise, who was the director of the hockey program at Shattuck St. Mary's, and you guys are heroes to us. Heroes. No other word can say it. And, thank you. To Dave Strader, even though I wasn't here when you were the voice of the Adirondack Red Wings, I've followed your career through the media. I've listened to your play-by-play analysis and enjoyed every minute of it while you do it on NBC. And on the way down here, I said, he looks like Matt Lauer. There's no way. So, Matt Lauer has nothing over you. Nothing over you. To Dave Casey, I mean, these guys are the unsung heroes. They're the guys that spend, it's easy for us players, we show up and we play and we go home. We get off the bus and, we might throw our stuff in the stalls, but we go home and they're there to put everything away. The story that I like to tell about Dave Casey was the year that we won the Calder Cup. We were in the finals after beating the Hershey Bears down 0-3 and coming back and beating them. We still had one more series to win the championship, and we played against the New Haven Nighthawks in Game 4 in their building that we won. I broke 2 ribs and came back to Glens Falls. We were up in the series 3-1, and the circus came to town. So I had 10 days between the Game 5 and Dave Casey and his best imitation of Mr. Miyagi from the Karate Kid put his hands over me, and I was ready for Game 5. Thank you. 2 special ladies are with me this evening. I met my wife, Deborah Dibdall, when our 2 boys were at prep school at Shattuck St. Mary's in Faribault.
Hey, I'm in Glen Fall. What do you want?
My son Tyler and my stepson, Shell, played together at the hockey team there. And my oldest stepson, Anders, I also coached at Shattuck St. Mary's. Deb accompanied me here in 2005 to the UHL All-Star Game and the Adirondack Red Wing Alumni Game. So she is a veteran of Heritage Hall and of the Civic Center. She champions my successes, and we'll be celebrating our 8th anniversary on May 1st, May 8th. My daughter, Ryan, who some of you remember as the little girl that sang the national anthems at the games when I was a player and a coach. One night, in particular, the microphone didn't work. And like a trooper, she just belted it out without missing a beat, singing the anthem. So Ryan, thanks for being here tonight. She is a nurse at Albany Medical Center in Albany, New York. My son Tyler, who isn't here tonight, Tiger, as you might remember, some of you might remember him. He is part of the coaching staff for the National Team Development Program for the U18 team that is over in Prague, Czechoslovakia right now, competing for that championship. They won their first games. They beat the Finns 4-0, and they beat the Czechs 5-0. So Tyler is over there now. Tyler, as I mentioned, played hockey at Shattuck and also played his collegiate hockey at RPI. And one of the neat things about this community that did for both of my kids, obviously Ryan is still in the area. She went to Queensbury High School. She went to ACC, which she doesn't really like to admit all that much. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. She loved it there. She got her nursing degree. I apologize for that. But when Tyler was a senior at Shattuck St. Mary's and they had a senior night, and when he obviously went out to RPI, he enlisted his hometown as Glens Falls, New York. So pretty special. That's what that community has done for our kids. In 1987, when I signed as a free agent with the Detroit Red Wings, little did I know the impression the town would leave on me. Little did I know how my time spent in Glens Falls would affect my hockey career. My profession here was twofold. First, I will speak to my time as a player, then as a coach. From people who have already said, I experienced the 3 most productive professional years of my hockey career here in Glens Falls. However, as we know, individual success does not occur without a team. I'm reminded that every day when I walk into the rink in my office at Shattuck St. Mary's and look at the 1988-89 Calder Cup championship team that I hang proudly in my office. I have told the story many times to my players at Shattuck that such characteristics of skill, grit, character, and leadership that was on that team is needed to be successful. Again, as I mentioned, I have talked many times to my kids about when we were down 0-3 to the Hershey Bears and found a way to come back. Now, some of the stories that I don't tell the kids at Shattuck St. Mary's. And one in particular story is about a good friend on the team, as they all were, Lou Crawford. I don't know if you guys remember Lou Crawford. I know when he stepped on the ice, it was Lou, it wasn't Boo, it was Lou. So, we had just won the Calder Cup. We were in the dressing room for our celebrations, and Lou and I decided that, we'll go to Dangles together. We were kind of the last ones to leave, and I shouted, okay, Casey was the last one. Casey was the last. So I'm ready to leave, and I'm looking for Lou. I can't find Lou. where's Lou? So I said, well, he must have gone already to Dango's. So, all right, I went to my car, got in the front seat, and all of a sudden, I looked behind me, and in the back seat is Lou Crawford, in his uniform, with his skates on, with an octopus on his head, and a So, off to Dango's we went, and I don't believe he took his uniform off. It could have been 3 in the morning. I don't know if he just stayed in that uniform until the parade the next day. So that's one of the stories I don't share with my boys. The lessons that I learned from Bill Jean and Barry Melrose are tactics that I still use today. Bill was a master of getting the most out of you in a subtle way, and sometimes even having to bench you. Bill was a throwback. That was a joke, by the way. That was a joke. I was reading my copy of Mike Kane's minor name only on our way over here. So I thought I'd throw that in. Bill was a throwback to John Wooden. We practiced 5 drills, and we worked on them every day. Perfect the fundamentals. Nothing fancy. One of the best things that happened to me was when Bill named me team captain. I was no longer concerned about my personal goals, but I was more focused on the team as a whole and all its integral parts. Thank you, Bill. I know Barry's not here, but he was just like he is on TV, full of passion and aggression. He was an in-your-face kind of guy. However, underneath that mullet was a man with an infectious sense of humor. So I thank Barry also, and I know he's not here tonight. The second phase of my career in Glens Falls was that of an assistant coach to Newell Brown and also Glenn Murkowski, a good friend. Newell taught me the value of video, breaking down the games, and analyzing the plays. Glenn was a former teammate as well as a great friend. My final thoughts tonight must include recognition of the Booster Club, and I see many of your faces here tonight. They were the welcome wagon to the community. They were in the rinks whether we won or lost. They were an irreplaceable group of fans. So again, another round of applause for the Booster Club. The irony of the last year of my career was when I was playing for the Houston Aeros in the IHL and was loaned out to the Adirondack Red Wings. I wasn't playing very much in Houston, and they loaned me out to the Adirondack Red Wings. My last game, and I've played 15 years, but the last game that I played as a professional was in an Adirondack Red Wing jersey, and I'm very proud of that fact. I came here as a coach. I came here as a player and left as a coach. Today I'm carrying forward all the lessons learned as a player and as a coach with the Adirondack Red Wings